All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part 6 of the Eaglemoss Enterprise D build. We're on shipment number 6, actually, also, and we are doing stage 22 assembly today. This will be part 2 of the stage 2 assembly. I did try and doing this already as another video, and I realized when I was went back to listen to it that I actually had my microphone muted the entire time. So this is take 2 of building the kit number 22 for the Enterprise D. Thankfully, I didn't get that far. I only recorded part of it. All I really did was get the saucer section panel done that we have for this one. So it was basically the same thing as before. Just cut out all the windows, the escape pods, obviously. I did make a mistake. Originally, I had these escape pods turned upside down, and then basically all we did was attach 2 of the LED lights that came with it, and then just attached the reflector with the BP screws, two BP screws like usual. So we've got that done, thankfully. And all right, so basically all we have left to do for this stage then is we'll be attaching this to the saucer section. And then we'll be working on the top of the Cobra head, adding the main frame and the switch, as well as the looks like the circuit board plus some of the wiring. And then it looks like we'll also be doing the back piece of the Cobra head neck part too. So, and then that will finish off. I think this is ship. Yeah, this will finish off shipment number 6, and we can move on to pack 7. But all right, let's just get into this, I guess. So let me just move all the parts that we have out of the way for this one. If you're wondering why I'm not doing this as a live stream like I had been doing, I just wanted to try this one out as a video to see which works better. So let me know in the comments below if you like this, if you'd like me to keep doing this as just videos instead of live streams, or if you'd like me to return to doing the build as a real-time live stream and basically have an open panel during that instead of doing it as a video. All right, so let's get the extra windows out of the way. And now let's grab the saucer section and we can add that on. It does look like this one will be a little bit easier to attach. I'm hoping so, at least. All right, so here we go. You know, I was happy. I let this thing sit for a couple days, actually, from the last time we did it. It does look like this piece that I was worried about, it looked like it was further down before. And it seems like as it's been sitting here, or either that, or as we screwed in some of the other panels and tightened things up, it did actually get this alignment a lot better. It's still not completely, the center line on this phaser strip isn't completely lined up yet, but it is a lot better. It's a lot less noticeable than it was at the end of last time. But all right, so it looks like here's what we're going to be doing. Let's get over to the actual part that we're doing. Got the reflector on, so it looks like we're going to be adding it to. So this is. Okay, so we're at part B. Thread the deck panel through the saucer as shown so that the 2 free bulbs are clear of the panel assembly when you place it on the skeleton. Then affix the assembly to the skeleton using 2 DP screws. At this point, you may wish to test the lights. All right. So, just judging by the way this picture looks, I want to kind of hold this. It looks like it's got the 1 here, then up, nothing here, then 1, then nothing, then 1. So I'm going to guess it's this section here that we're putting on. So let's just kind of pre-fit this for just a second to make sure that this is, and yes, that's going to be where it goes. So it's going to fit on right there. Looks like, yeah. All right, so let's start feeding these wires through. It looks like another thing. I went back through. I was looking at some other people's videos of this, and everyone else's wire work looks so much cleaner than mine. I'm very jealous. But yeah, I'm getting very worried about all these wires just hanging here. I'm going to end up breaking one of them really soon. Try to be careful. Not have the. I just don't want the wire to be sitting underneath one of these frame riser pieces, so that I'm crushing it underneath. So move that out of the way. All right, so we've got our piece here. It looks like they want us to go. Let me do this better in camera. Okay, so the wire on this side, they have it going underneath. This one, it looks like. What? All right, sorry, let me turn this around so it's actually facing me like it is in the picture, so I can kind of see what they're doing here. It's a little weird looking at it upside down. Try to keep this in camera as best as I can. I still need to work on getting a better setup for this. There we go, that works. Okay, so all right, let's do the outer one first. So it's gonna sit on this plate. It looks like it goes over this one and then underneath like so. So basically we're going, so it's sitting on this bracket here right next to it. So we're going over to the next open one, and then we're putting this wire through the underneath, through the large opening underneath the frame. So that'll sit like that. And then this one, it looks like they want us to go just underneath the frame piece that we're putting it on. So underneath, through the front narrower section, and then we're feeding that through like so. Apparently, and then see, that does not seem right again, but we'll trust that it is, I guess. Okay, so the problem is I've got a wire in the way from the last one, so I think what we need to do, let's try to seat this on here as is. I don't think it's going to work, yeah, because the wire from this one is actually in the way. So we need to rethink how we're threading this one, I guess. Or bend that one down. Bend this one down, maybe. Up like that. Okay, I'm going to bend this one down to try and get it into the frame here. And then we can attach, maybe. All right, so that doesn't want to work for me. So I think what I'm going to do, so I don't break this wire, I'm going to go ahead and go through the top one instead and see if that works a little bit better. And it does. Yeah, that works a ton better. So, okay, so instead of going, so in the picture, they've got us going, it looks like they've got us going, yeah, it looks like they've got us going underneath here, underneath this one. So basically what they wanted us to do was to go, sorry, let me fix this so you can actually see it. There we go. Swing this around. Okay, what they wanted us to do was to take this wire and go underneath in this front section here. But because of this wire here on this section, it just wouldn't fit flush, and you couldn't actually get it in. So I'm going to go up one and feed the wire through the top one, the wider square. And that seems to work, because then that gives us clearance to actually attach the panel. There we go. All right, so that panel is good to go. Hold that there for a second, and then we're going to secure this on, I believe, with 2 DP screws. I just need to find where I put those. Literally just had them. Otherwise, we'll have to go to the extra parts. There we go. So we just need 2 of these. Let me flip our panel over here. Hopefully we won't drop everything out. All right, let me just hold that into place with my hand. Actually, let me, got a pack of cancer sticks here we can use as a thing to prop everything up. There we go. That'll hold it into place for a second. And I am just going to take the one of the screws, get it started like so. And then we'll do the other one like this. Make sure that stays in place. The wires look good. That's through there. That's through there. That does go through the because there is a slot here for the light to actually be in this little area. So I think in the instructions, I think they just messed up and they should have you go through this top one. It seems to work a whole lot better. Let me finish tightening up these screws and we can move on to the next. I think what we'll do is, I've never had a PCB yet. LCD yet that hasn't actually worked. So I think we can skip testing these for right now and move on, but we might as well. Yeah, we can do that. So these are the 2 wires we just attached. So let me put those off to the side. Give me 1 second to grab the PCB board and the power supply, and we will try and test these out. Put this over here for now, so we'll need that next. So I am using the broken battery box still. Swap that out later on. I still just need to put the new one together. I thought it was just a test battery box, but it looks like this is going to be one of the ones that go in the saucer section. Or at least that's what the instructions were calling it, was the saucer section battery box. So I don't know if we're gonna get another one for a different one later on. That's kind of like the one that's for the battle section that has an actual switch to it. So hopefully we'll get one with a switch. Otherwise, I have no idea how you're gonna actually turn this thing on and off. But anyway, we will just plug these in really quickly to check them out to make sure they are working. My luck, they won't be, just because I said that I've never had one not work. Okay, so they're plugged in. And there we go. So it does light up and it looks good. I'm happy with that. So we do have a couple of lights extra still, and those usually are the ones that just stick in like in these areas. So not worried about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and re-unplug this. Like I said, I do have a bigger PCB board for basically the main board that's going to go into the saucer section. So I'm thinking before I end this video, I will try and grab that thing, and we can hook up all the lights and see them on all at once, maybe. If I remember. I was going to do that last time. I completely forgot. But yeah. All right, so that's another section built onto the saucer. And this one, yeah, like I said, this one, unlike the ones that we've done so far, this one slotted on extremely easily. There was almost no problem. Had that little trouble with the wire feeding through, but just moving it up one slot in the frame, and it made it a lot easier. So yeah, I'm happy with that one. All right, let's move on to the next part. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, so we are on part C. So we need the top of the battle section here, and we will be basically adding the docking latches to the to this part. So we've got our 4 docking latches here. And I think what I heard was there's two. We have two. Okay, if I can get this package open. Okay, so we have two. They're mainly all the same, but there's two that have a notch in the thing like this, and those go. The ones with notches go on the sides. It looks like in the instructions, and they want the notch to be facing outwards like this. So it'd be like, yeah, like this. So we'll put the notched ones in first, so we know we have those in place. Get rid of the. Sorry, let me get rid of the battle bridge here. That's essentially the battle bridge is our battery cover. Get rid of that so this hopefully sits a little bit flatter. There we go. It does. So now these will sit like they're supposed to. So we just need these to face outwards, like so. It looks like. Okay, so I don't know if from the picture, it's hard to tell, but one of these one of the sides is thicker. Like one of these notches here is thicker than the other one on the other side. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference. And there's a notch up here on one side. So, and you can't tell on the, sorry about the camera, I just didn't want to focus, but you can't, it doesn't really show on the picture which way you want that to be facing. So it looks like, to me, it looks like the fatter notch on the bottom here is facing downwards. Otherwise, it would be like this. And yeah, it doesn't look like that's how it looks in the picture. It looks like the longer edge is towards the back. So we're going to keep it the way it was and see how that goes first. And it looks like the other 2 escape pods, they don't have notches in them. So I'm just going to slot them into the front. There we go. All right, so that should be done there. And then part C is then recover your battle section skeleton here. And we will be attaching this with 6 BM screws. So we will go ahead and reattach our battle section here. And let me just make sure that these did, in fact. Okay, so one slotted correctly, looks like. The other one did not. So let's try to fix that. Okay, so when you're putting in this frame down, line up your notches first, and then put it down. And then when we flip this over now, they are inside, but I don't know how that would. I honestly don't know how these would work. But yeah, so the notches are all. There is a small notch in the frame here, so that lines up with the one that's in the piece. So I'm gonna assume that these are in correctly. They seem to be kind of flopping around, but once everything else is done, we'll see how it looks. Just want to make sure the top ones are seated in right. It looks like they're right, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I think I got this correct, so I'm gonna go ahead and just screw these. Go ahead and screw this together. So we just need 6 BMs. 3, 6, 7. So get rid of one of these. All right, so here we go. So it looks like we've got one. We've got bunny hair all over the place. There's Buddy for in my model. So there's one here. Well, it looks like it's going to go one here, here, and here, and the same on the other side. So I'm just going to quickly, well, not quickly, but as fast as I can, I get these just seated in there, and then tighten them up once all the screws are in again. And then I've been kind of doing these, tightening these down, kind of like if I was changing a tire on a car, kind of doing them in a star pattern. So I'm not tightening all of one side at the same time. That seemed to help to it seemed to help to make the parts not shift as much while tightening them down to one side where you don't want it to. And it seems to help with the alignment issues I was having very early on. All right, we'll start with this one. We're going to go up to the top and get this one on the opposite side. Make sure that's nice and tight. That one is. That was the wrong screw I was trying to tighten. This is the frame one we're tightening. That one's tight. Let's go ahead and do the middle one over here. Which would be this, right? The only bad thing about doing it like this is sometimes you forget which screws you're working on because there's so many down here. So this is the one down here. So I got this top one. That one's good. So this back one. That should just be the middle one on this side. I believe it still needs tightening. So. Trying to basically get these just as tight as they can go where they naturally stop, and then not trying to force it anymore. I don't want to strip all these screws. I know I've probably stripped a couple heads, but all right. So I think we're good. Yeah. All right. So we got our docking latches. Don't know how these will actually work, but I'm guessing because this piece is. I'm not completely doing this out of camera. I'm sorry. I'm guessing that since these are all metal pieces, that the bottom of the saucer will have a magnetic piece that will lock these docking latches into place. I'm going to guess pretty much what's going to hold the saucer onto the thing, which seems a little flimsy, but just because of the sheer weight that the saucer already has, and we only have the top half of the frame and several of the and just about a quarter of the panels on the top half of the saucer. That thing's already got some pretty good weight to it, so this thing is definitely going to be heavy when it's done. All right, let's see. We've got next up. We've got place the battle section PCB 22F on the inside of the battle section as shown, and secure it with 2 BM screws and 2 FM screws. So we've got our battle section circuit board here. Take that out. Okay, so let's make sure this is facing in the same direction as it is in the picture, so I'm putting this in right. And it looks like they have the power one, where there's one and missing one, like that, and it's going to be on this side. And that's going to sit here. Yeah, here. Okay, so it sits on kind of an angle on these 4 little posts here. They're very difficult to see. Okay, so I think what we'll do is start with the BM screws. Those are going to be at the bottom. And then the FM screws are the 2 top ones. So I have 2 more BM screws. one. All right, got that. And then we just need the, what did I say, 2 FMs? Okay, so 2 FM screws on top. Oops. One and the other. And again, we're just gonna I guess in this one I'm trying to be extra careful. Just get these in tight, but don't crack the board. It's not on this, but on another electronics project I was working on, I actually did that. I screwed it in way too tight and ended up cracking the damn board. So let's just make sure that these are screwed in so they're secured, and there we go. All done. All right. Got that and that. It looks like plug the battle section lights 22L into the PCB and thread the bulbs at the end of the black and red cable through the skeleton as shown. Okay, so that'll be the this special light. So it's got the 2 black and red leads plus a the usual green and yellow lead. So that one looks like that one's going to be at this in the top position here. Let's go ahead and plug that in. And then it wants us to thread our 2 red wires just basically out the frame like so. These 2 are each going through one of the middle ones right here, the middle holes. So there's one, the outer ones, and then so I'm feeding it through the 2 middle ones, and then basically just like this. Okay, so that'll sit like that. This needs to just kind of get unwrapped a little bit and just hang out towards the front of the saucer, because that'll be attached to something else apparently. And then this sits with the battery wires. And okay. And we do have a problem, I see. Just moving the stuff around. This wire looks like it's about to break. So what I'm going to do is bend that down to make sure it stops moving a little bit. Wrap this around like that. And then I'm going to go grab some tape here. And honestly, Eaglemoss, if you ever, should you ever decide to watch this, I mean, that's one of the biggest complaints about the model build so far I have is I don't understand the why these solder points are so extremely weak. I think it's something you guys should really work on is getting these so these solder points are a bit more secure, because right now the wire bends a couple times and I guarantee it's going to break off. And unfortunately, unlike, I mean, I don't have soldering equipment here, so I just don't do enough electrical work to warrant having a soldering gun. So I'm just going to tape the wire. I know it's not the best thing to do with, obviously with metallic tape, but that's all I have right now on me. And I'm just too lazy to go to the store right now. So I'm just going to do that. Do this essentially to hold this wire in place so it stops bending and moving around. The one at the bottom for the red wire this time, for the positive lead, looks like, you can't really see it, but that solder point looks a little bit more secure. So I'm just going to leave that one as it is and not worry about taping that one yet. But since this one looked like it was already having, you can already see visible stress fatigue in the wire. So that's why I taped this one. Okay, so we got that. So we just need to flip this back over. And we're going to be doing a little bit more wire threading here, it looks like. It wants us to take the 2 wires we came out from the top. We're going to go back underneath into this one, back underneath the outer ones, and then we're going to come back up and out from the frame into these 2 smaller sections out here. So it'll look like that. Because I believe these are the flashing lights for the beacon, for the 2 beacons over here. So that should be a-okay. All right, so let's move on to part E, which will be starting to get the back section in place. So let me grab that from the box of parts. Here we go. I got that. Yeah, just kind of straighten out these wires a little bit so we know which ones we're using. Looks like we lost a screw over here. Oh no, that's right. This was also weird. So this on this one with the light came with its own PCB, and it's weird they only had to attach it to the one side because it's really floppy on this side. So I don't really like that either. I mean, it is held in with a little pin, but I don't know. Not a big deal, I suppose. It's just something I noticed. It seems weird. I'm just trying to get these wires to kind of just straighten out a little bit, so it's easier to thread them through. So it looks like we're starting at the top, obviously. The 2 top wires are going to go. It looks like they want us to go through the same ones we sent the first 2 through. So we'll go through the 2 middle ones on top. And then as we go down the thing here, we got 2 more in the middle here. And it looks like they've basically got all their wires going through. You know, it'd probably be easier if I was kind of doing it like this, upside down a little bit. So let me flip this over for a second, grab the wires that we already threaded, pull those through all the way. Oops, that's not the one. Pull this wire through, pull this wire through. Man, I knew this part. I knew I was going to have so much trouble with the wiring part. Oh, man. I like lost where all the wires are. Right, so these are the 2 we just put through. The next 2, middle. Just trying to see how they're doing this. Looks like the middle ones they've got going through. So now I'm facing the right way. I'm just looking at it upside down, which that's why I'm having trouble with it. All right, so let's flip this back over the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so the middle ones I'm going to go through. It's going to go 1 down and the 1 on the right side. So over here. So that's going to go through these 2. The 2 that are in the middle, and this bottom one will go through the bottom right frame piece. This. So if I turn this around, I think I've got this right. think we do. So basically what we got is the two top ones go through this one and this one. The two middle ones here I've got through this frame section, just one frame section down through the middle one on the right side. And then the bottom one, same thing, all the way down to the right side. So hopefully this will all fit together. So I know you won't be able to see very well because of my terrible setup, but just maybe 1 second while I try and just fish these wires through so we can actually get this seated onto the frame here. Oh, for fuck's sake. We're almost there. Just having trouble getting these wires to feed. Okay, so we are going to modify things again. We're going to go ahead and move some of these wires because it's just not working for me. So we're going to pull the two top ones that we put in the middle ones. We're going to put them in through the outer sections because that looks like that'll give us better clearance. So we'll do that one over here. And then this one. That's the wrong one. The other top one, this one here. I need to move over one square. So let's do that. And let's pull that forward. All right, so the top part is now better lined up. It is able to come forward. All right, so the bottom, that's one's looking a little bit better. Okay, yeah, it was for a second there. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Huh. Oh, this is fun. All right, god dang it. So I'm gonna pull this entire part out again. Something's not right. I know a lot of people have had trouble with this section too, so kind of glad I'm not the only one. Jesus. This looks okay. I just need to keep this couple of these wires out of the damn way. It's easier than it's harder than it sounds. Okay. Then let's try and reseat this on. Okay, so I want to go like this. All right, top lights. We decided we're going to go with our own schematic and use the outer section. pull that through and see if we can get these to sit in here. So I remember they had us bend some of these wires. I don't think we should have bent some of them because it seems like if they lay flat, it'll work better. So I kind of unbent 2 of them. Okay, so that seems like that's sitting a little bit better. Let me go ahead and refish through the bottom ones. Okay, so I'm not going to put them both through the same side. That doesn't make any sense because they have to bend in different ways. So we're going to go through one on each side of the post. There we go. That'll work better because now the center post will fall between the wires this time and not smashing them. And then this one, they want us to go through the bottom. So we'll try doing it their way. So basically what we want to do is we're trying to get our frame here post to fall between the two. So I think what we need to do here is move these wires out of the way a little bit. I see where it needs to be seated. I just can't get it there yet. Because the attachment point is here, here, and here. So there's 3 attachment points. I see them I can see them where they are on the actual pieces. The problem is I just can't get them there. So I'm gonna rebend some of these lights underneath, try and get them out of the way of this post. Try and keep aligning this. So this needs to come up. I'm assuming this has to come forward quite a bit. There we go. Okay, so that's part of the problem. So we fixed part of the problem. Now we just have a couple more problems here to fix, which is... Okay, we're going to modify this again, I think. What we're going to do is we're going to push this. Okay, so these the top 2 lights, because of the way that the top reflectors are attached, what I'm going to do is they had us going through either one of these bigger ones, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and thread it through one of these really small gaps right next to the saucer, right next to this, not saucer, what do I call that? The seam here. So right next to the battery box, there's a small opening that should be just enough room to get these wires through and to have enough clearance for it to sit onto the model and not smash the connections. So let's try doing this. So that looks like that might work out for me. Which also means we just need to kind of unbend the lights here. Yeah, that didn't work either. So I don't understand what the hell is going on. Pull that off again. All right, so let's try this for the 900th time. Okay. Bottom wires, middle wires, 2 top wires. Let's try this again the way they want us to, even though I don't see how it's going to actually seat onto the thing if we do it that way. But okay, so they want us to go down through the 2 main spots. So the in front of the wire we already did. So we'll do this one here and this one here. Pull these through. Okay, so we got that. It probably would help if I was pulling them through the correct way and not through the bottom. Let's try that again. So coming up through the top. Pull these bad boys through. Alright, so pull these 2 through, like so. I wonder if they separated their wire more than I did. It looks like they maybe did. Alright, so let's try doing that. Well, we kind of already do have that. They are separated pretty good, so let's that and that. I think it's just gonna, that red one is just gonna kind of be underneath the frame then, but it still doesn't work out very well because these wires, no matter what we do, they're gonna get crushed. I don't like that. It has to come way forward, otherwise there's gonna be a really weird separation. So I mean, these have to, yeah, I mean, these have to bend forward. Essentially, it looks like. Otherwise, there's no way that this is going to actually fit on here. Bend those forward like so. Get those lights out of the way. Get that wire out of the way. Get this one out of the way. And try to get this to kind of seat. Okay, fine. All right, now we're going to try this again with the other 2. We're going to go 1 through each middle part again. So the post has room to sit. I think we're closer this time. And this middle one, damn, this middle one. So do what they say and go through this right side, even though, I mean, if they're gonna have us fish the wire through the right side, why not just move the damn solder points over just to the right a little bit, just so because now the post just kind of smashes into it, so it's kind of weird. Now it's just a matter of pushing this all into the right position, I suppose. I just don't know what. see. All right, I see what the problem is. So that the two top leads up here were in the way. So we bent those a little bit to move them out of the way of the frame. So hopefully it won't keep smacking against it, and we can actually get this in place. It's helped a bit, but not enough. Yeah, man, it's these. I'm telling you, it's these yellow wires. It seems like that's the one where something's in the way. Let's move that up here. Okay, it looks like the front pretty much got aligned. Pretty close. We're getting there. It just looks like the bottom section still needs to be aligned. I still can't get that to seat properly onto the post where we're attaching it to. Trying to see if I can see the screw hole, and I can't really, so sorry, this is probably the terrible angle. Yeah, you can't even see anything. What I'm trying to do is seeing if I'm lined up on this top one yet. On the sides, we're getting there. We're still a little bit high. I'm trying to just lower this down onto the post without crushing wires. I don't know how well I'm doing. All right, I think we're about as close as we're going to be able to get this for now. That clicked in a little bit better. It's like it's too far forward. Okay, there's that side. There's this side. That felt good. I swear it's the ones down here. So I'm going to try and get these to bend into this channel a bit. Hopefully that'll help me out. All right, so that gets us closer to the main post. Thankfully, sort of. And, I mean, we're just crushing shit now. Oh, God damn it! I may have just broken a wire. Wonderful. That's just great. That's just wonderful. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is we'll be securing these with CP screws. I'm going to try and just get the one in that top center post secured, and then hopefully that'll just at least hold it in place so I can at least try and get these other ones seated in place. Put this through again. Push that down there. feels pretty good. Okay, so let's finish. I don't know what's going on with this one. There we go. And a wire stuck there. Got that unstuck. Looks like that's further down. So that's sitting normal now. All right, yeah, it looks like by doing that, by at least getting the center post in, at least getting the center screwed in, it seems like that helped line things up for me. So, all right, so the wires came through. Everything looks good, and that's not being crushed. One down here is a little bit snug. I'm a little worried about, but I'm not gonna screw with it anymore. We're just gonna finish this off and see if we broke anything. So the last two screws that we have, we got one here and then one here. And these are just the CP screws again. So, which I was kind of hoping this would be metal to metal because CP screws don't always seem to hold the best, for me at least. All right, so we just need to line this up a little bit. There we go. I think we've got the hole. Same thing on this side. Push it around a little bit to make sure we got, yeah, all right, we got it in the correct spot. That feels good. Yeah, see, so sometimes on these CP screws, I mean, you can just basically turn them forever, and you don't know when they're actually tight. This one actually stopped like it should when it's tight, so that's good. Which either means we missed the actual screw hole, which I don't think we did. Yeah, and it is holding, so I'm gonna say that is good. And yeah, this looks fucking terrible. All right, we obviously did something very wrong. There shouldn't be this huge ass gap sitting here. God damn it. Which is probably why the screw didn't want to go in. So we're going to unscrew this all again. It's bullshit. See, I don't see why this is not sitting like it's supposed to. There's nothing in the way. Pull those damn screws out so we don't lose them. Leave that center one inside, I suppose. Right, so need these red wires to stay inside the damn model so they're not getting in the way of the thing. So there, let's do that. So yeah, I'm going to go out of camera for a few minutes while I try and get this aligned. That alignment's better. Still not perfect though. And to be honest, for the amount of money this thing costs, I expect these things to perfectly fit together, to be honest. And I don't know why they wouldn't at least add like a small lip up here so you know when you're in the right spot exactly. Quite honestly, I don't think we're going to get much better than what we had. unfortunately. Yeah, it's not pinching. That's not pinching. I'm just trying to see if there was like a wire in the way that was making it so it wouldn't sit on the frame properly. So far, I can't find one, so I'm assuming everything is right. But the fact that there's a huge ass gap up here, I mean, that can't be right. It makes no fucking sense. So let's see what we're doing wrong here. Yeah, I don't see an attachment point up here. Thread the things. Now bring the two assemblies together. Connect the CPU screws, making sure not to hinder or damage any cables. Easier said than done. Batteries in your included model would need to be charged from time to time. Check your load. Yeah, shut up. I don't have rechargeable batteries. Okay, so let's try this seat out here. It's like it's not far enough forward because I'm pretty sure that this light hole here is supposed to line up with the small light notch that's on the piece here that you probably can't see. This thing would focus. Anyway, there's a small light notch here, so I'm guessing that's where it lines up because that makes sense where the bulb would be. So I'm going to try to keep that area lined up when putting this on. So it would be like this and like this. I could be wrong. I suppose I could be wrong. I mean, it's not how it's supposed to sound. Christ. All right, that looks better lined up. Everything looks better lined up as I'm holding it. Still have an absurd gap over here, though. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. There's no way that this should be gapped out that much. So, I mean, it's like it's not fitting. There's absolutely nothing in the way. Yeah, there's no wires in the way. Nothing's. Yes, all right. All right, it's got to be these. It's got to be these damn lights. Something's got to be done with these lights. It's this black piece here that keeps hitting the frame, so I can't get it to line up. So. Okay, I think that. I mean, it's not even fucking close. All right, let's try screwing this together again. Fuck. So here's what I'm gonna try to do this time. Is do the side ones. Yeah, it started to. Let's strip the plastic. Damn it. Let's try this again. Let's try with the side post this time first. So we'll get that one in. Then we'll get the other side. Okay, so we got one there, one there. And then what we have to hope for is once we tighten these, it should bring it all together. A couple of these screws were already picking up some plastic from inside the hole, so I'm just, since I pulled it out, I'm just making sure the threads are clear. Put this back into camera view, I guess. So we're just doing this last top hole now. Of course, it's not even grabbing the hole this time. That's wonderful. That's just fucking great. Okay, you know what? We're gonna try a different screw then. What the fuck? Okay, so I mean, this looks fucking horrible. It's got this terrible separation here. It's more than a 1/4 inch gap. Look at that. That's not what anybody else's looks like. So, and I just don't understand what's going on where I can't get this to seat correctly. There's nothing. I can't see anything in the actual way of the frame. It's like it's just not falling onto it like it's supposed to. So all the wires in the middle are out of the way. The only place I can see that might be is here. So I'm going to try pulling this one in and down a little bit. Okay, so that seemed like that helped a tiny bit. But it's like there's something in the middle section that's still blocking everything. I can't see what it is. And I'm pretty sure I'm just ruining this thing if I keep fucking around with it. Yeah, this side doesn't want to seat correctly, so this is not even on right. Okay, so that tightened better. Problem is, like I said, these things don't tell you when they're tight because they just want to sit there and spin and spin and spin. So that feels tight too. Something just fell out. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so the back piece, this looks fine. This looks normal. It's just this top front part that does not want to seem like it wants to sit correctly. So I'm pretty sure that this should actually be down more because, fucking Christ. All right, so we're gonna have to take this piece off again. want to. So the more I have to unscrew and screw this on, I know that the damn hole is just going to get worse and worse. All right. So we are going to do this. We're going to thread the reds down a little bit more so they can sit like that. Pull a loop up through there. What if I pulled this like this? Pull these lights out of here. Okay, so they had us rethread the two blinkers. I originally had them rethreaded through the top square triangle one. So I'm going to hold these off to the side for now, just because they keep falling through to the other side and getting in the way. And we're trying to reseat this thing now. It seems like this piece wants to sit a lot easier onto the frame. It looks like it's actually sitting on the frame normally now, where it's actually falling into place. The thing I still have a problem with is the front section. There's got to be something that's blocking things. So I'm guessing it's this thing fucking right here, this wire. So I'm going to rebend this up. Hopefully we're not going to break these. So let's do that. We're going to try and pull these so that they actually thread a little bit better. And thread those through there. And yeah, that connector piece is still in the goddamn way. See, it would make more sense had they had us add these afterwards. So then, well, no, because we couldn't even do that because the frame would be in the way. So never mind. Fuck. Okay, so this and this is in the right spot. This one is okay. So these go to these posts here. Okay, so my idea was to have these leads stick up so they would stick out through the frame so they would fit in. But literally these these two plugs literally fall exactly where the spar is here, so you can't even do that. So fuck. I mean, they have to be underneath it apparently. Otherwise, I mean, there's just no other way. I just don't see any other way. I mean, I might just take a break here before I break this thing and actually go and check out somebody else's videos to see how they did it. All right, that's starting to feel better. Still have quite a separation on this side. Yeah, I mean, when I look at the post, I mean, we're not even near the damn thing in there. So, I mean, we're still way hovering above it. So, I mean, something is definitely not right. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut things off here. Basically, we'll have a part 2 of this video. I need to go do some research to see how other people are wiring this section because I just can't. I cannot for the life of me figure it out. I tried to follow the diagram twice now. I've tried rebending some wires, trying to get them out of the way. That doesn't seem to work either. So yeah, I'm at a complete loss here. I really just don't know. I mean, I could try bending these wires to the side maybe, but I mean, I just don't want to break off these, break off the LEDs from just bending them too much. So I think, I mean, we can do it. Let me give me one more shot here, see if we can figure this out. But things are not looking very good right now. I'm actually gonna retry doing this schematic as they had us do it, where they had us go through the middle. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we got the middle. And all of a sudden, this thing is actually working out. Wait, what the hell? Sort of. Yeah, it's like this screw hole is a little bit too far back because if it was here, there would be literally be zero separation. Since it's here, there's a horrible separation. So I think we got it. Okay, we just need to reset all these wires here. So we're going to send these through the middle again. We just need to refeed our bottom one. Just trying to not move this thing. So hopefully once the wires are in, there we go. Yes, I'm gonna be honest, that feels about 100 times better. Still not completely happy with the placement, but you know what? I think we're at a point where I'm gonna say good enough. Looks like things are actually starting. It was lining. It literally just lined up for a second, and now it's not. So, damn it. There's still something definitely wrong here. It's like a piece is bent somehow. The second I get one half lined up correctly, the other half goes out of alignment. So I can't tell what the fuck it is. Yeah, it's this stupid light. All right, you know what? Something tells me that the saucer won't be detached all that often. So I am gonna go ahead and secure this and live with it, and hopefully, as the rest of the parts come on, and get screwed together, it'll start pulling some of these panels together a little bit tighter, like it did with the saucer. So I know I'm working out of camera a bit. I apologize. We'll work on getting a better setup for this. So that seemed like, God damn it! Every time I seem like you feel like you've got it, there we go. I think now it's still not perfectly lined up, so it's hard to get these things in this fucking hole. I think that one's in just enough to hold, so hopefully it will not pop out of place. Put these side ones back in. Hopefully. I mean, this one's way out of line. Yeah, and basically just what I was afraid of. Unscrewing this and screwing this back in so many times has completely fucked up my screw holes, I'm pretty sure. I might have to reorder this entire section again. That pisses me off a whole lot. None of these screws want to grab anymore. I'm so angry right now. Hoping to get quite a bit done today on this too, but to be honest, I'm so mad right now. I just don't even want to work on this anymore today. I think that one's grabbing again. Hopefully it did. Try and push this into an alignment. I think those are barely holding on, so just quickly try and get the center post set up again. Okay, so that one's in. It's still not right. I mean, this is bullshit. It doesn't. I mean, nobody else's looks this bad. I don't know what the hell the problem is. So I'm gonna have to take a break here. I think. Figure out what exactly we're doing wrong, because we're clearly doing something wrong. Yeah, and this wire should have stayed underneath, like where we had it, because now I'm gonna have a hell of a time trying to refish it back through. What an idiot I am. Okay, so we're gonna have to, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to take this part out third time. Oh God, things were going so well too. in the beginning of this that I figured, how hard could it be? Well, I guess we're finding out. I'm not happy. Not happy one bit. I mean, honestly, you'd think they would have made channels for these damn wires with the frame, and or just an overall better solution. I mean, this is a terrible wiring solution if you ask me. There has to be a better way than to have 900,000 LEDs like this. I mean, I'm sure there isn't, but I mean, why would you have wire connections directly below frame pieces? So, I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, move it over just like a fraction of a millimeter, so people have clearance to get these things seated in place properly. Okay, so I mean, every time we get the top part in, the problem is we can't get the bottom part to seat correctly. All right, these goddamn wires keep getting in the way. It seems like every time I think I've got it, something else moves and nope, we don't got it. Yeah, I mean, it really is just those connector pieces that are right underneath the frame bar that are kind of holding this up. So I'm kind of pushing down to try and get them to bend a bit more as much as possible. And then rechecking the sides here. They're almost correctly sitting on the post now. So hopefully, all right, let's try this for a third or fourth time. I've lost count already. And see if we can get this to seat correctly. And once we get the screws in, hopefully it won't look like complete ass again. Yeah, the amount of plastic in some of these areas where it would be so much easier if it was a fucking metal piece. Oh god, it's irritating. All right, so this is wonderful. So this is just fucking great. So basically what happened is we've had to unscrew this and screw this in so many times. The frame no longer wants to hold on to the plastic, which means I'm going to have to either call in a replacement for the top of for this back neck piece and essentially just do that entire kit all over again and rebuild it. And since it's past 30 days, I'll have to buy the damn kit over again, which irritates the shit out of me. And yeah, so I'm actually pretty angry right now. Hopefully at least 2 of these will grab on, and I won't have to worry too much about that one side. Nope. We're fucked. Yeah, we're completely screwed here. I guess the other option I have here is I can look in the extra screws that we have and see if there's a thicker one that we can use. Otherwise, fuck, I really don't know what I'm gonna do at this point. Yeah, we just had the screw fall out, so fuck. And we literally, this was actually not looking bad this time too, so that even makes it worse. That makes it worse. Fuck me. All right. At this point I don't know what to do because I can't get any of this to attach anymore because, like I said, I had to pull that shit off too many times. Trying to screw these 3 back in, but I can't get any of the screws to grab the hole anymore. Yeah, it's not grabbing at all. Fuck. All right, so we're gonna do a test real quick just to see what the hell is the problem. See if it's just an alignment issue or if it's actually a screw hole issue. So I'm gonna try and just put it into the damn hole here and see if it grabs. If it does, we know it's a problem with my alignment and not the actual hole. Yeah, it just pushes in. So there's definitely, I mean, these holes are definitely now stripped. I really don't think I can do anything about it. I mean, they hold a little bit, like if you get it down far enough, but because of the frame piece is there, I just can't get it into a spot where it actually starts grabbing the damn hole. And now we got the fucking thing stuck, so double awesome. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Take 2. What we're gonna do is modify our wiring a little bit again here. All right. The top 2, let's try doing 1 down. We'll go into the middle section here. And the middle 2, we'll go through the middle again. the bottom one. We'll go back through the bottom and see if this does anything to help. I think that might help get some of this frame out of the way. Bend that forward so it comes through the frame a bit. Okay. Okay. All right, I think, holy shit. Oh my god, I think we might have got it. After all that, I think we might have solved this finally. Everything's sitting normally. Feels like there's room. These wires feel like they're more secure and not being crushed by the frame. Of course, drop the screw. Fuck. These screws are so screwed now. I just can't get any of them to work. Now that I got the stupid part in the seated how it should be, at least it feels like it's seated how it should be, and I dropped a few screws, so that's what I'm looking for. Oh, and there it goes. There's one. Thankfully, I have some extra. Let's try and get the side one in, I guess, then, since the top one wants to give us trouble still. Oh, of course, and now the damn thing is on. Oh, fuck. I'm so pissed off right now. Come on, screw, just grab onto the model one more time for me. Promise it's all I'll ask. Of course, it's not going to. I just need to find some more CPU screws. Give me 1 second. You know, I'm kind of hoping one of the problems I'm having is just because the screw had too much plastic wrapped up inside the thread. And this new one will be able to grab on again. But looks like that is just a pipe dream. Because no, nothing wants to grab anymore. So Eaglemoss, I would just like to say These are the worst threaded holes I've ever tried to screw anything into. I've never had anything had screw holes like this strip out as easily as these do. I think it's a mistake making some of these major frame pieces out of plastic and trying to screw it in like that way, especially where you have like shit like wires and stuff that are in the way there. They are keeping things from being perfectly aligned. I mean, this whole back piece I think should be metal. It would have made things a lot. I think it would have made things better. It would have made things better. It would have made putting this together a lot easier, I think, because if you had to, like I did, had to keep redoing the thing over and over again, screwing and unscrewing that into a metal piece probably would have less of a problem of the screw becoming completely stripped out, because at this point, I mean, it's completely useless. There's actually no way I can actually get this attached anymore, and we're fucked. So basically, I have to reorder another new part. Either that, or I'll go through the other screws, see if I can find a slightly longer one than the CP screw, so we can actually get it to deep enough to actually grab onto some more plastic. Otherwise, we'll have to find a slightly wider screw so it can actually grab onto that plastic. But since the frame piece is metal, it can't be too wide because it still has to be able to fit into the screw hole in the metal piece. So that's something I'm going to have to work out, apparently. I'm sorry it took over an hour of trying to get this one piece on, and we still haven't gotten it attached. I'll probably shoot Eaglemoss a email today, and I'd probably just get the ball rolling on getting a new piece sent out to me. But yeah, I guess since we completely failed here, we'll call it quits for now. I'll see if I can get this fixed. And hopefully the next time we pick this up, we'll have this completely put back on. We'll get the lights figured out. I was really hoping to light this entire back part piece up today. I was really looking forward to that. But yeah, this is a joke. This is really a joke. And like I said, look, I know there's going to be, it can't be. I know these things involve some skill to put together. Yeah, okay, I get it. But Eaglemoss, I mean, obviously there's going to be people like me that aren't model builders that are going to get this, that are going to have problems with it. So I mean, it should just be a lot easier. I mean, to put together. I really think you should have done a little more thought of how these frame pieces work, so that there's always an actual channel to put the wire through, and not have to worry about it jamming up against things and like I said, having the wire connection right here where it butts up against an actual metal frame piece. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense, because you're not going to be able to have the alignment that you want, because it's too thick. I mean, I could try bending it a couple different ways, but you bend these too many times, they're just going to snap in half. So yeah, I mean, I just don't know. So right now I'm pretty pissed off. I'm going to try and figure out if I can fix this or not. So hopefully we'll be back soon with another, with part 23. Otherwise, we'll be doing probably this one all over again and rebuilding it and trying to reattach it again. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do some research to see how everybody else is doing that. I did watch World of Wayne's video. I'm going to have to rewatch it again and to see how he did it, because I know he said he was having problems with some of the wiring too. So hopefully I'll be able to figure out exactly what he did to fix the alignment issue here. But for me, I mean, there just doesn't seem to be any excuse for this. Why? For the amount of money that we're paying for this model, there is no excuse that these parts should not fit together just extremely easily. And these instructions should be a little more clearer for people that don't build models on a regular basis. I know I sound like just a whiny little bitch right now. I know. I'm just so angry about what's going on with this one section here, that this is going to really slow things down and probably, yeah, probably really put a damper on my mood to actually want to even finish this, to be honest, because, God. So, yeah. All right. So before I start just rambling, before I continue to keep just rambling on, thank you very much for hanging out for this small section here. Hopefully we'll be able to figure out what is wrong with this and get it fixed. But other than that, we'll see you next time, hopefully. Take care.